What is fitness? When we talk about fitness, we're talking about functional fitness in this scenario. All of the stuff that we are going to discuss throughout this whole course is based on developing a general level of physical preparedness. We call it GPP. And basically, functional fitness is kind of the overall term you hear in the fitness industry for what CrossFit is, and all those people that try to copy CrossFit. Functional fitness, in generic, I guess, general definition, is having the ability to perform daily activities without restrictions. It is the execution of movement and application of strength needed to enjoy and successfully accomplish daily tasks without fear of injury or pain. Okay? To put it simply, being functionally fit means being able to live your life the way you want to live it, enjoy the activities you want to enjoy, and not have to worry about limitations of pain, waking up the next morning after going on a hike and not being able to move for a day, throwing out your back, picking up the laundry, not being able to sit down on the floor and play with your kids because you can't get back up, right? Functional fitness is basically the end result of what we train in the gym so that people can live their lives without limitations. Okay? When we talk about methodologies of training, we talk about how to get the most functional fitness for members and clients. A lot of times there's a lot of dogma surrounding it. There's a lot of people that say this method is better than that method. Traditional CrossFit is more effective than modern CrossFit. There is a difference, right? Traditional CrossFit is kind of the one WOD a day. You do that WOD, it's 15, 5, 30, 40 minutes long. You do some skill work, you do some warm up beforehand and cool down afterwards, and you're done. More modern, I guess, a modern iteration of what CrossFit is today. A lot of gyms have gone to including a strength or skill portion in more powerlifting, Olympic lifting as a separate section, as well as having a workout of the day and a WOD. There isn't necessarily a better or worse way to go if the people that are doing that program are seeing the results that they want to see. Okay? It's not about what the program is, it's about how the program works for the people doing it. Okay? Each person's definition of functional fitness is different. There's no wrong way, okay, to get there. The only wrong program is a program that hurts people or is not scientifically sound from a health perspective, okay? As long as the plan is safe, as long as it's been thought out and has some background to it, has some proven history of, hey, this does get people in better shape, then it's a good plan, okay? It doesn't mean it may not be for you, but that doesn't mean it's not good, and it doesn't mean that you should discount it because we can learn things from all types of programs. Okay? When we define functional fitness, when we talk about how do we categorize or quantify what functional fitness is from a day-to-day perspective, we break it up into 10 different pieces. You may have seen this breakdown before, the 10 components of fitness. Okay? Cardiovascular endurance, stamina, strength, flexibility, power, speed, coordination, accuracy, balance, agility. Cardiovascular endurance, the ability of our lungs and our heart to push energy, to push fuel, okay, to all the different parts of our body. Stamina, the ability to last, for the work, to maintain a work capacity over time, right? The ability of your muscles to work for as long as possible. Strength is pretty much strength, right? The ability to move weight. Flexibility is the ability to maintain and reach full ranges of motion in your joints. Power, let's skip power for a second and talk about speed. Speed is the ability to move from point A to point B as quickly as possible, right? Power is a combination of strength and speed. It's the ability to move weight as quickly as possible, right? How fast can you move weight from point A to point B? Coordination, the ability to move multiple joints in complex movements simultaneously. Balance, accuracy, agility, these are all kind of similar in that they're related to each other. Accuracy, being able to move your body and put your body in the positions you want it to be in when you want it to be in that position, right? To hit positions accurately. Balance, the ability to maintain weight over your center of gravity. 1 foot, 2 foot, right? Left foot, blue foot. No, really being able to extend weight, being able to extend your appendages and maintain that center of balance that you don't fall over, and can still generate power in that balanced position. Agility is the ability to move in multiple directions quickly, right? Think of zigzag, cone drills, things like that. Left and right lateral movement combined with forward and backwards movement. All right, all of these things can play into the stuff that we do every day. All right, on some level, something that we do every day is one of these components is required. We'll talk about more later. As far as we look at this, we see organic and adaptations and neurological, right? The first 4 pieces of the components of fitness, cardiovascular endurance, stamina, strength, flexibility, those are all organic, right? It just, your body, you have it or you don't, right? The more you train it, the more that you work it, give it time to recover and get better, the better it will become. If I train strength, I will get stronger, okay? The act of adding stress to it and then recovering from that stress will increase and improve that performance. Power and speed are a combination of your neurological and your organic components, okay? You can train and practice both. You can practice activities that will help you become faster, and you can practice activities that will help increase your power. The other 4 components of fitness are more neurological, central nervous system based. Okay, you have to practice those. It's like playing the piano. I may know what my scales are in my head, but I have to train and practice that movement with my fingers until those neural pathways, okay, are created in my central nervous system so that my fingers hit the right spots at the right time every single time, right? I may understand in my head the movements of a clean, but until I practice that movement repetitively, break it down, start small, maybe cut it in half and just do part of the movement over and over again until I get it. And then put those pieces together and train my body to move accurately, to coordinate the movement, maintain balance, and move quickly in all the different directions it's needed, then I won't actually have the skill, okay, to do that movement. So you can look at the two of these as skill work versus physiological work, right? Training strength doesn't take skill. You just train strength. Training coordination takes practice. Okay, there's 2 different things, the difference between training and practice, and we'll get into that later. All right, a couple things about the components of fitness. The components of fitness are not just aspects of how we define fitness, but they are aspects of how we target the training that we do to improve fitness. Okay, improving fitness requires adding stress. I'll say that again. Improving fitness requires adding stress. Okay? In order to get better, you have to add stress to a system, and then when it recovers, it will be better. We'll talk about that. There's a word called supercompensation, which we'll get into later. Each of the components of fitness can be a target for a workout. It can be a long-term goal for, say, a powerlifter. His long-term goal is to generate more power. To get stronger. That's a goal. He doesn't have a goal to gain endurance, right? He's not an endurance athlete. His specific target, the component of fitness that he needs to stress and grow is strength and power, right? That's the core of what he does. Triathlete isn't necessarily worried about generating power and strength. They need to have some, but their goal is more stamina and cardiovascular endurance, okay? A general Joe Blow off the street, when we talk about what we do as a functional fitness facility, as a CrossFit gym, what we talk about is trying to balance our programs to target all 10 components as equally as possible, right? There are some people that need more of those components than others, but from a general physical preparedness standpoint, everybody needs all of them, okay? So they are targets for stressors, they're targets for the goals that we want to adapt. Okay, we talked a little bit about the difference between training and practicing, right? Our programs need to accommodate the time it takes to practice a skill and the time it takes to train, okay, a physiological response. Okay, so growing muscle, getting stronger is a physiological response. Training a skill is a neurological response. So there's two different aspects of training that we need to affect, and our program should consider both of those. All right, we're going to discuss a little bit about the magic is in the movement. That may be a phrase you've heard. Basically, the idea behind that phrase is that movement is one of the keys to generating the most effective response for all the activities that we do, for all the components of fitness. If movement is limited, then training is limited. If training is limited, then growth is limited, right? If I can't move in my full range of motion, if I don't move enough, right? So there's movement in your joints, there's movement in how often you do something. All of these different things we'll get into more in the as we go along in this course. But just remember that the more you move, the better and more effective your training is going to be. When we talk about putting a program together, when we talk about the different targets, we talk about targeted stressors, and we talked a little bit about physical preparedness versus specialization. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where the power lifter is a specialized athlete. Okay? Mary, who's 45 years old, the mother of 4, who comes into your gym 3 days a week, just needs general physical preparedness. Okay? We don't need to build a program for her that's going to have her deadlifting 300 pounds and back squatting, 250, 300 pounds. Okay? She needs something where she can successfully pick up her kids, play at the park with them for the day, and not feel like crap when she gets home at the end of the night. Okay? Her goals may be different. Maybe she just wants to lose some weight and feel better about herself. She needs general fitness. The more of the different components that we can help for her, then overall she will improve in her general physical preparedness. Being prepared for whatever may happen throughout her day. Okay? So how do we do this? We'll get into that next, but basically all your programs need to understand that, and be built to support all the components of fitness as functional fitness solutions, not specialized ones.